English, a voluntary non-suit.
Could you go over that again for us, please?
All right.
State who you are.
I'm Tanner Andrews.
Okay, and this is
I'm
Ellen?
the counsel for Ms. Brodsky here, who is a elections activist and a concerned citizen. We should all be grateful for those few concerned citizens that step out and take an active part in making our system work.
Exactly, and you're here, and what just happened in court?
Well, as the judge announced, we agreed that we'll follow the law. The state agreed that they'll enforce the law, which of course is taken for granted. Yes.
Didn't she follow the law? Ellen, you followed the law, didn't you?
Excuse me?
You followed the law, didn't you?
Absolutely.
Okay,
And
then.
in return for that illusory consideration going both ways, the state, having been staring at a jury trial and having a jury trial staring at them, decided that they didn't like the prospect. Therefore, they null prosted, or as we would say in English, took a voluntary non-suit.
Now, I have a question. She was originally charged with disorderly conduct and trespassing. The disorderly conduct was dropped. What would she have? I'm sorry?
They couldn't even convince the state attorney's office to go on the disorderly.
Right, but because the trespassing charge, she was still brought up on trespassing charges, this could have gone to jury today. If she had been found guilty, what was the penalty for that?
I think it's 30 days.
30 days in jail.
However, that presumes a conviction. On our on our particular facts, there was no trespass. If you'll go back and look at the C4 motion, we believe that all of our claims in the C4 motion are correct.
So in other words, what you're saying, let me make sure I've got this clear. What you're saying is that they arrested her, detained her overnight, and now they've dropped all charges because basically they don't have a case.
That is correct.
Okay. There you go. Now, so who's going to pay her attorney fees?
In a criminal case, the defendant is responsible for the attorney fees, unfortunately. That's one of the ways that the state can impose a hardship or punishment upon good citizens. They falsely charge them with a crime, and then even though once the state is staring a jury trial in the face, they decide to drop it, the defendant is still out the trouble of several trips to court, all the money for the lawyers, all the sleepless nights worrying about all of this, the time spent in jail because of the false arrest.
My reputation.
All of these, well, your reputation is obviously vindicated when the state looks at a jury trial and says, oops, we blink.
What is your reaction to this? What is your reaction to them dropping this and this is
Well, this is equivalent to being not guilty. So that's the desired outcome. And I believe this will be the beginning of open government for citizens in Broward County to be able to observe and to witness the counting of our votes.
Are you going to watch future recounts still? Are you going to watch?
Well, I'm cleared of all charges. So if I go back there and they arrest me, then they're violating the law.
Well,
Are you going to run again for office?
Well,
that's a little premature to ask that,
she's
isn't
asking,
it?
wait, is she asking you or is she asking me?
Are you going to run again?
Well, if the climate in Broward County becomes more open to the sunshine laws and open government, and there's more of an openness as far as nonpartisan election administration, and a respect for citizens that stick their neck out to try to make sure the process is accurate and put the voters first. And I see there's enough support out there. After all, I got almost 20% of the votes in 2008 without any money and without any party.
So then the answer is yes.
The answer would be yes, if the climate improves in Broward County.
Tanner, thank you so much. It was really a pleasure to meet you in person. Finally, great hat. Very lawyery.
Well, when you have